you guys. So let's get into it. Yesterday, on the 15th, was overall a pretty good day. Beto O'Rourke decided that he was going to go ahead and run for governor of Texas, which me as a Texan and other Texans should be very proud of, and we should definitely get out there and vote come 2022. We have to do it, you guys. It's for our children, it's for ourselves, it's hell for our state. We absolutely need someone um, that can be the adult in the room. So go better. And also, Joe Biden signed his I want to say it is $1.2 trillion. Let's see, make sure. Let's see, I think it is, yes, $1.2 trillion infrastructure package that, as Americans all together, we need to be proud of. Let's keep in mind, no Republicans from the Senate voted for this bill, as well as only 13 Republicans in the House voted for the bill. I believe it's like 119, something like that, Republicans in the House, and only 13 decided they were going to pass the bill. Also, keep in mind that they are now getting death threats for passing a bill that will help rebuild America, but that's strange. But hey, that's our atmosphere right now. So let's talk about what's in this infrastructure bill. So this is really like a meat and potatoes bill, and everything is for infrastructure. Like, everybody doesn't believe in human infrastructure, but we need to continue to work on that. So we have money going towards transit and rail, high speed internet or broadband upgrade. Uh, let's talk about that, because there are a lot of rural areas that don't have any broadband and internet. They can't access the internet. Kids have to go to, like, of course, during coronavirus, those kids will have to go to a McDonald's or a Starbucks or somewhere where they actually had internet in order to do their homework, instead of them being able to do it from home. So that's a good addition to this bill. Money to help upgrade airports, ports, and waterways. So again, this is something that we definitely need. No one wants to get on the airplane and the tarmac is all messed up, right? Yeah. So that's a good thing. Money for electric vehicles. So these are like the charging stations and things like that. So we are switching more towards electric as we go forward, and the world is. So get on board. I mean, eventually we're gonna all have to get electric cars. It's cheaper in the long run. It helps the environment, and we're gonna need those charging stations. So hey, let's be proud of this bill. This is something epic that has not been done since FDR, as far as helping with actual road, bridges, actual solid infrastructure. If you are just like me, who drives on a daily, then you know that, hey, the roads are messed up, and we absolutely need this bill. You go to other countries and their roads are nice because they invest. so we need to have the same thing in the United States, that we're so-called the best country in the world. Okay, in other news, I hope you guys watched the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and also the Ahmaud Arbery trial. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial should have wrapped up Closing arguments was yesterday. I need to actually finish watching those closing arguments so that I can bring more information. But the prosecutor was actually really good in his closing arguments. I still feel like Rittenhouse is going to get a lesser charge, and I still strongly feel like his mother needs to be charged with some type of like child endangerment for throwing her 17-year-old in that situation, driving him there, and then also trying to say that she was going to aid and abet him, or actually one of his friends said that she was going to take him to another state once they found out he killed someone. So you were actually going to aid and abet his crime. You're a bad mom, and a bad person. You probably need to be locked up and not allowed to raise kids anymore. So yeah. So let's talk about the trial that had like a little bit more what's the word? The trial that had a little bit more to it, which was the Ahmaud Arbery trial. Once again, we came up on the black pastors. And let's remember from Friday, I think this is the defense attorney for Brian. I can't think of his last name. But again, he didn't want any black pastors coming up in there in the courtroom. He accused Jesse Jackson of being there. Jesse Jackson was never there, but you better believe Jesse Jackson was there yesterday. And of course, Al Sharpton said he's gonna bring 100 black ministers with him. So yeah, bring all the black pastors, bring Asian pastors, bring Hispanic pastors. I will be putting every pastor in the room with them each day until the trial is over with. So let's get into like the meat of the trial. So there is an officer that they were continuing to question. The defense was continuing to question from Friday on to yesterday. I think I spoke a little bit about it. The officer, look at me, black pastors. The officer, well, let's say this: the defense attorney tried to. They were reading from a transcript of a conversation that the defense attorney's client, which is Brian somebody, because I don't really care about his name. So the conversation that they were having together as they were trying to drive the streets and things that he went down when he was chasing down Ahmaud Arbery. So, basically, questions that were being asked, and this is by the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigations. This was an agent. So, basically, questions that he was asking, the defense attorney tried to turn it around like they were statements. So, if there was a question asked like, did you go down this street? The defense attorney would try to put it towards the jury as you went down this street, like as him directing, as a GBI investigator directing the defendant, which that's not what happened. And the GBI investigator had to put the attorney in check plenty of times to say, no, that's not what I said. What I said was. So that was very embarrassing for the defense. And again, we come back to the black pastors during, I want to say it was maybe one of the first breaks before the jury came in. The defense attorney tried to really clean it up this time and not say black pastors, but say historical, or I forgot the exact words, but trailblazing pastors, black leaders. We don't want them in here. The judge wasn't having any of that. Also, the other defendant's attorneys decided to join in on that and like join in on his motion about these black pastors and we don't want them. You guys, there's nothing wrong with ministers being in the courtroom. It doesn't intimidate the jury. First of all, no one even knew that they were there because they was wearing masks. So if you are so busy in a trial paying attention to the people that's actually in the courtroom instead of paying attention to what's going on that stand, then you have failed as a juror. So we need to go ahead and watch the trial again today. The judge is really tired of the whole black pastors argument. So I don't think it's going to continue to fly with him. Which is fine with me. It makes me feel good that the judge is actually in this case being fair and allowing for the evidence to speak for itself. Which right now the evidence looks very, very, very bad for the defendants. If you're actually tuning in and listening, it's very bad for the defendants. So, again, we're going to continue to watch it. I want everybody to know that being woke is not a bad thing, because if you're woke, then you are aware. And if you're not woke, then you're asleep. And when you sleep, baby, you're not aware of anything. So we're going to stay woke on all these situations. We're going to continue to fight for our country. Get out there and vote. Get out here. I'm starting to volunteer. So get out there, volunteer, help with a campaign, find a cause that really touches your heart and work for that cause. You got to keep doing it, you guys. So, before I leave, also, Steve Bannon was indicted yesterday. So, he had to turn himself in. Well, he had not indicted, but he had to turn himself in yesterday. So, justice and things to put our country back together are slowly happening. I know that some people don't have a lot of faith, but we have to keep faith that it's going to continue to get better. Like, we as a country have been here before, not in my lifetime, but we all together as a country have been through this before. So we have to do better, and we are going to do better. Stay woke, you guys, and I do this out of love. Peace.